It allows you to change your home theme to something that isn't a default Quest home environment, or even install mods for some of your favourite games. For example, BMBF is a mod program that allows you to add custom tracks to Beat Saber, giving the game a whole new level of replayability. I'll leave a couple of links down in the description below to some of my favourite applications and some of the most useful applications you can get off the SideQuest app. Although, quick disclaimer, a lot of the applications that are on the SideQuest app are paid applications, so that's something to look out for. But to be honest, a lot of the most fun and most useful applications just come free anyway. So on to the second tip, having a portable charger on hand, connecting it to your Quest 2 or your Quest Pro headset is going to dramatically increase the overall battery life of the device, meaning that you don't have to stop a playthrough as often. Also, an added benefit about this is that if you are using the Quest 2 headset, you can strap the portable charger to the back where the straps are, and it acts as a counterbalance. And although I don't know how effective of a counterbalance it is, it will vary depending on what portable charger you use, I can imagine you'll get somewhat of a benefit out of it. Now, if you don't want yourself or your headset looking absolutely ridiculous, I suppose you can just tuck it into a pocket while you're playing, and just like that, you've got about 4 times the battery life you normally would. Yeah, I suppose it's a little unconventional, but it's still a really good tip, and a cheap one as well. So the third tip I have for the Quest headsets is that if you're tired of the Guardian setting breaking your immersion inside VR games, if you go over to settings and then developer, there is actually an option to turn off the Guardian entirely. I've noticed when I switch my Guardian boundary off that I've had a much better and immersive experience, but at the same time I've also knocked 1 or 2 things over. So if you don't want to turn off the Guardian entirely, but you don't want it to interrupt your gaming experience as much, then you can go into settings and then click on Guardian. In that menu you can do things such as toggle the headset and controller sensitivity separately, and once you've done that, the Guardian is less likely to pop up with that blue cage around you because you're not going to be setting it off as easy, but also at the same time you're not going to be knocking everything over. And this is probably one of the tips that I wish I knew when I started off playing with the Quest headset, but now I'm also fortunate enough to have a really big playing space, so I don't even need to turn the Guardian sensitivity down. My fourth tip that I have for you today is one that I actually learned very recently. I think it's quite a recent addition to the Quest 2 and the Quest Pro headset, but now you can actually play 2D audio in the background while you're playing your virtual reality game. And if you don't know how significant that is, basically what that means is that you can go onto a web browser and open up a music app like Spotify or SoundCloud, and you can leave that playing in the background while you're playing your VR games. And in order to enable this, all you need to do is go into settings and then go over to experimental features, then enable 2D audio playback. That's it. It's that simple. So once that's done, you can go onto Spotify, you can go onto SoundCloud, play a song, and then go back into your VR title with that song still playing. And my fifth and final tip that I have today is that you can pair up your phone with your headset in order to receive notifications in virtual reality. This can be useful for somebody who has a very active social life, or somebody who's waiting on that one text or that one phone call. Well, now you can receive that notification in virtual reality, so you don't even need to be taking your headset off every now and again just to look at your phone. And in order to do this, open the Oculus app on your phone, tap the devices icon in the bottom navigation menu, turn on your Quest 2 or Quest Pro headset and make sure it shows as connected. Under headset settings, go to phone notifications. On the subsequent menu, select continue. You'll receive a Bluetooth pairing request. Put on your headset and make sure the 6-digit code matches, and select pair. Then allow the Quest 2 to display your notifications. You should then see a phone notifications in VR toggle, which you can enable or disable at any time. That little tutorial was shamelessly ripped off AndroidCentral.com, so thanks I guess. So that was 5 tips and tricks that can be done with the Quest 2 and the Quest Pro headsets. I know these might have seemed quite basic to a few of you, but these were the coolest and most useful features that I could think of. I might make a follow-up video with more tips and tricks that can be utilised in the future depending on how useful they are. I will upload tutorials for a couple of these tips in the coming days in order to explain them in greater detail, but for now, thank you for watching, and I'm sorry if I sound a bit funny. I've just not been 100% the past few days, which is also why I was quite slow in getting a video out. But if you enjoy the content that I make, then it'd be very much appreciated if you did subscribe. But once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.